That's right. When we started, Phoenix Budo is really our curriculum book, and a lot of philosophy and all of that. And really, we started way back, maybe even decades before, of what we called guidebooks. And that really was putting the sheets together, right? So the guidebooks developed, the guidebooks went on, and we finally said, geez, we need a little bit more than this. So again, then we jumped to the books. We jumped to the Phoenix Way. And every time we've done it, while there is some redundancy in material, there's also a lot of new material and a lot of new clarifications every time we put out a new publication. And I think, for instance, we have Phoenix Budo that we're using as our curriculum. Going to start soon with our master text, and there'll be a big jump there, I think, in terms of clarifications, answering the many questions, the many nuances, as I call them, in kata, and answering those questions. You know, a lot of that we're clarifying to make it better, and as we try to improve and get better, no question.
I think what was always interesting about the evolution of those books was the evolution of Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And it was constantly, putting things under test and evaluating it and seeing, do we want to change this? Mm-hmm. Do we want to add that? And I think people don't really realize how much thought and time is put into a change. And we're constantly doing that. And the other thing that I find interesting is I try to really put a hard press on, this is the Phoenix way. And a lot of people want to really push back on us and say, but that's not how Kyokushin does it. So how do you speak to that when someone says to you, well, that's not how Masoyama did it?
Well, I think it's always important to be clear and to have clarity. Kyokushin is a style, okay? It's the parent style as a Kyokushin organization that kind of is that umbrella, right? But styles aren't people. Styles don't have rules. Organizations do. Associations do. Federations. So when someone says that to me, okay, you're doing it this way, but I saw it this way on the web. I said, well, that's good. That group chose to do it that way. We choose to do it this way. The key, I would say, in all of that, Shion, is what is the standard for that group? And is that standard codified? And that's what we've tried to do. This is our standard. This is how we do it. Another group, terrific probably, most of the groups are terrific, they may say, we do it this way. I think that's great. The organization decides that, not some style. We do karate, right? Then we do Kyokushin, right? What's the group?